So the weather outside, horrendous. Had plans today to go and film some skate park stuff. Not happening. Don't have the mountain bike, so I can't go to the hills. Baskett bike check, just for a laugh. And this is not going to be your sort of typical BMX vlogger bike check where they change their bike every fucking 2 weeks. I've had the same bike now for about a year and a half. I've changed certain bits, but overall it's pretty much the same bike. So this is what we're dealing with. This is what it's currently looking like. For the fact it's nearly a year and a half old, it doesn't look too bad. So the frame I actually bought second hand, but the frame was pretty much brand new when I got it off the kid. There's a guy in Taunton, he had a pretty much brand new bike set up. He wanted to get rid of it. He needed to make some money. So I bought the frame off him, and it's a Fiend Reynolds version 1. 21-inch top tube. I would love the version 2, but for the fact that it's still in one piece, I'm gonna keep it, and I love the cherry red. And I've had no issues with that frame. There's no twists, there's no bends, there's no dodgy welds, and it's all face facts. Garrett Reynolds, one of the best BMX riders to ever step on a bike. So when you're gonna get his signature frame, you know you're getting a good one. And that has been a beast. Touch wood.
Some Baskett shit.
Say again?
Some Baskett shit.
The actual tubing on it is solid. It is banged against ledges, it is banged against ramps, and there's no dents at all. That frame is awesome. So we'll quickly go through the basic bits. Stranger seat, Merit seat post. That actually came with the frame when I bought it off that kid, along with the BSD forks and the BSD headset. And I would say for the last sort of 10 years of riding BMX, I've rode nothing but the Shadow chains, and I've now got the Shadow Supreme chain. When I'm pedaling my ass towards gaps, last thing I want is a chain to snap. And I've never had a chain malfunction when using the Shadow chains. And like I said, that chain came on the frame when I bought it off that matey from Taunton. Cheers, bud. So the sprocket I use, the make sprocket, 28 tooth, so I actually run 28.9. Nice and hard, I can get a nice bit of speed. The cranks, Eclat Tibia, swear by these cranks. I've had these cranks now for about 7 years. They are the same cranks I went out the house window with. They are the same cranks I did most of all the big gaps with. The only thing I've changed on those cranks is the bottom bracket, the bearings. The actual arms and the axle, perfectly straight, perfectly solid. Sean Burns runs them, Garrett Reynolds runs them. I don't know why Eclat decided to sort of discontinue them. Eclat Tibia are the best, and I think they discontinued them because no one was breaking them. I mean, most BMX companies, they want components to break eventually so they can keep selling them. Eclat Tibias, I'm pretty sure no one ever broke them. I've never heard of anyone breaking those cranks. And to go along with the cranks, to make them extra solid, I run the Eclat pedals. The aluminium ones. I don't run plastic pedals. They never last with me, they always break. So moving on to the bar and stem. This might come across a little bit weird to you, but every time I get a bar and stem these days, I make sure they match. The company are the same. I found in the past, if I buy a certain company bars with a different company stem, it didn't like each other. They'd always move, they'd always slip. This might be just me, but it's just what I found. So I always match the bar and stem. S&M, the best. And you got to remember, I'm not sponsored by any of these companies, I'm not sponsored by anyone. So I'm keeping it real with this whole bike check. If I like the component, I run it. If I don't like it, I won't run it. And I'll give my honest review and honest opinion on these parts. But S&M, beauties. I run the perfect 10 bars and I run the Challenger stem. And I've said it before, the S&M Challenger stem, best stem ever made. Quite weighty, quite expensive, but fucking solid. And everyone that sees my bike always comment on the little grub screw I got in the side of the stem. I put that in there purposely so the bars never twist. You got the 2 pinch bolts on the side. I put that one in the middle so it grips on the actual steerer tube of the forks. So if you ever land nastily, you ever crash badly like I do, the bar and stem stays straight, it can't twist. Brilliant idea. And it's not as if it weakens the stem. It's just the M12 grub screw I put in the side. You ain't got to do it up really tight, just pinch it. Just stops the whole thing from twisting. And to finish off the bar and stem, I got BSD passenger grips and I got Baskett homemade bar ends made out of brass. Those things can literally bounce on the floor all day long, they ain't going nowhere. They're not like plastics where they just snap off. Plus they have a gold finish, bling bling, all that shit. And as we all know, brass is a solid bloody bit of material. You know, you see the gangs out there with their brass knuckle dusters. They're not going to use plastic knuckle dusters, are they? Stupid idea, get your brass out, son. So yeah, I got a BSD street front hub, laced onto a Cinema 777 rim. Obviously got a basket peg, and a BSD jersey barrier guard. And the back wheel, BSD street hub, BSD jersey barrier guard again, laced onto a BSD NASA rim. And I'll happily admit, not a great fan of the hub itself. BSD street hub, not great. The engagement on it is a bit nasty, it slips quite a lot. I mentioned it in the last video, the BSD rim seems too stiff for its own good. You don't actually buckle it, the whole rim seems to twist. The spokes can't handle the stiffness of the rim. And yeah, in all fairness, I would love to get a Profile Elite hub on the back. The engagement on it is unbelievable. It is really, really fast. The bearings are awesome. Lace it up onto another Cinema 777 rim so it matches up with the front. And go back to that, because the BSD wheel on the back, not a great fan of. And obviously I've got a basket peg on the back, matched up with the front. So last but not least, the tyres. I have gone through so many tyres over the years. Back in the days, I ran the Maxxis Max Daddies. They were a beast. The Animal GLH tyres. Why do I find that hard to say? GLH. Just calm it down, Baskett. GLH. It's not difficult. Try and say it really fast. GLH. Animal GLH tyres. Ran them for a good few years, but as soon as I put them on, game changer. They stick to the floor like gum, which is pretty much what they're called. The Vans Colt gum tyres. And like I said, I've had them for a year and a half now. And the back one's slightly worn, only because I have a brake and I skid quite a lot. Love a good skid. But the front one's sweet. I'm a little bit bored of the colour though. I want to get the black versions with the red walls. That's my next option. But yeah, these tyres, 2.35 versions, I fucking love them. And like I say, I'm not being biased. I'm not going to lie to you. This bike I've pretty much had for a year and a half. There's certain things I have changed, only minor things. But the main things like the forks, the frame, the bars, the stem, the cranks and all that sort of thing. Exactly the same components, not changed them at all. And somehow they stayed in one piece even though it's bounced down the street many a times. I've crashed it many times. And overall, I love it. I mean, you get some people, I've said it before, they go through bikes every couple of weeks and they're putting up bike checks every couple of weeks. It's like, you can't keep up. You're kind of like, oh, I like that bike, yeah, I might get that. And then a couple of weeks later, that bike's suddenly shit, it's surpassed, they're on a new one. Why change it all the time? I don't fix what's not broken, and that bike at the moment is not broken apart from that back wheel's a bit naff. And I don't have a brake. I'm missing my brake, gonna get that off Sam James, and that's about it. The brake setup's gonna be a clat. I know that there is going to be a brake on there. Next time I ride it, it's going to be a clat setup. But any questions? Do any of you rock any of the parts that I'm rocking? So yeah, no shit. If a company turned to me tomorrow and said, I want to send you a whole brand new bike, I would strip it down and hand it to my friends who actually need it. And if any sponsors ever tried to approach me just because my YouTube channel kind of is doing alright, I'd say fuck off, mate. Get back down your own end. I've been riding bikes now for 16 years. You didn't approach me before, so don't approach me now. I'm not a fucking charity case. There's a lot of BMX vloggers out there that kind of done quite well with their YouTube thing, and that's the only reason why they're sponsored. Bit shameful, but it is what it is. So yeah, because the weather's shit, I did a little Baskett bike check, first one ever. Probably last one as well, because it was a bit poor. Me and my editing skills. 1 minute I've got a fucking wig on, the next minute it's all trimmed up. Oh yeah. So yeah, that was a Baskett serious bike check. Ghetto, just like this place. So I'm gonna leave you with a Baskett top tip. There'd be a scooter kid at the skate park. You get friendly with him, he thinks he's your mate, best mate, you shake hands and shit. I say to him, look, get yourself a nice custom BMX. He's like, Baskett, I fucking will. So he goes home to his parents, they got a nice bit of money. I gave him a list of parts of what to get for this BMX. Absolute beast. A couple of weeks later he turns up to the skate park on it. Big smile on his face. Thinks he's gonna have a session with me. I shut him down. I say, mate, you can't ride fucking BMX. You can't bunny up for shit. He gets all upset, goes home, throws a fit, chucks his bike in the garage, never rides it again. About a week later, I let the sort of dust settle. I message him on Facebook. I say, mate, sorry about that the other day. I just don't think BMX is for you. You're better off going back to the scooters. He sends me a thumbs up emoji. I then say, look, you wasted all your money on that nice BMX. I'll take it off your hands, half price. So he sells it to me. Fucking bargain. And that, boys and girls, is a top tip on how to get a brand new BMX for real cheap. Get a rich scooter kid to buy one, take the piss out of him, say it ain't for him, and then they sell it to you. But please don't take what I say seriously. I'm only here for a laugh. I know there's a lot of sort of kids and parents that actually watch these vlogs. I've got to watch my mouth. How? Take my fucking eyeballs out and turn them around? Slim Shady. Thanks for watching this one, and bye for now.